2024 was the year celebrity reputations crashed harder than a billionaire's private jet in a Netflix documentary. From lawsuits and scandalous leaks to PR disasters so awkward, they made group chats explode. Hollywood turned into one giant reality show nobody asked for. And honestly, some of these stars aren't making a comeback. Even their publicists are probably updating resumes right now. Number 1. Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman entered 2024 as one of fantasy's most beloved storytellers. The mind behind Coraline Stardust, The Sandman, and Good Omens. Basically, if Weird Dreams had a library card, Neil Gaiman probably signed it. But in 2024, the magic took a very dark turn. 5 women accused Gaiman of misconduct, including a former nanny for his child, who said she had once been a fan before the alleged assault. Gaiman denied the accusations, but the damage to his reputation hit fast. In Hollywood terms, that is not a red flag, that is the whole fire alarm system screaming. Soon projects connected to him started freezing up. The final season of Good Omens was reportedly reshaped into a 90-minute special without his involvement, while Disney's adaptation of the Graveyard Book also appeared to lose momentum. Suddenly, the author famous for building strange, magical worlds found his own career trapped in a nightmare chapter. And the irony was brutal. Gaiman spent decades writing about monsters, shadows, and hidden darkness. Then 2024 made the public wonder what had been hiding behind the curtain all along. By the end of the year, Neil Gaiman's legacy was no longer just about beloved books and cult classic adaptations. It became tangled with serious accusations, stalled productions, and a fan base forced into an uncomfortable question: can you separate the art from the artist when the story outside the book becomes this disturbing? For Gaiman, 2024 was not just a bad press cycle. It was a reputation collapse written like one of his own dark fantasies, except this time nobody was enjoying the twist. Number 2. Lil Durk. Lil Durk's 2024 went from rap star success story to federal courtroom thriller real fast. One minute he was one of Chicago's biggest hip-hop names. The next, prosecutors were painting him as the alleged mastermind behind a star-for-hire plot. That is not a career setback, that is a Netflix true crime season with a parental warning. The case traces back to the violent feud involving Quando Rondo and the death of King Von. According to allegations, Durk and several people connected to his Only the Family label were accused of targeting Quando Rondo as revenge. Prosecutors claimed money and future perks were offered in exchange for the hit. Durk has pleaded not guilty, but the accusations alone were enough to shake his entire image. Hip-hop has always mixed fame, loyalty, street history, and danger, but when lyrics start sounding like evidence folders, the vibe changes quickly. This was no messy interview, bad album rollout, or awkward apology video. This was the kind of scandal where publicists do not manage the narrative, they call lawyers, and stop answering unknown numbers. By the end of 2024, Lil Durk's reputation was trapped in legal quicksand. Whether he clears his name or not, the damage was already massive. His future no longer depended on streams charts or sold-out arenas. It depended on court dates, federal prosecutors, and a legal battle that could decide whether his next chapter is a comeback or a cautionary tale. Number 3. Katy Perry. Katy Perry entered 2024 like a pop queen marching back to reclaim her throne. After nearly 4 years away from the spotlight, she returned with her new album, 143, a project packed with themes of female empowerment, confidence, and motherhood. On paper, it sounded like the perfect comeback. Inspiring, empowering, glittery enough to blind Instagram influencers for weeks. Then the internet noticed one tiny little detail: Dr. Luke was involved. And just like that, the comeback party turned into a 5-alarm PR fire. Fans quickly called out the hypocrisy of promoting women empowerment while collaborating with a producer long surrounded by controversy after Keisha accused him of assault years ago. Suddenly, Katie's big message about strong women started feeling about as convincing as a billionaire saying money doesn't matter. But wait, it gets worse. The album itself landed with the energy of a deflated birthday balloon. Critics slammed it for sounding outdated, lifeless, and weirdly disconnected from the pop magic Katie once dominated the world with. This is the same woman who gave us Fireworks' California Dreams and Singing Sharks at the Super Bowl. Now social media acted like they were listening out of obligation. And the charts. Let's just say they weren't exactly rolling out the red carpet. Instead of a triumphant return, 143 became one of the most awkward celebrity reboots of the year. The internet can forgive a bad song. It can even forgive a flop era. But confusing branding mixed with controversy, that's like handing Twitter a flamethrower and asking them to stay calm. By the end of 2024, Katy Perry wasn't canceled completely, but her once untouchable pop star aura definitely took a hit. What was supposed to be a fireworks-level comeback ended up feeling more like a sparkler struggling in the rain. Number 4. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez entered 2024 looking ready to launch the ultimate J.Lo victory lap. New album, glossy visuals, a personal love story, and enough publicity to make Hollywood's Wi-Fi overheat. Her project, This Is Me, now was supposed to be a grand celebration of her life, her music, and her rekindled romance with Ben Affleck. Instead, it became less iconic comeback and more very expensive group chat discussion. J.Lo reportedly poured around $20 million into the project herself, clearly betting big on the idea that audiences were desperate for the next chapter of Bennifer. But the public reaction was complicated. Some viewers found the companion documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, emotional. Others thought it felt out of touch, like watching someone explain true love from inside a luxury mansion. Then came the album numbers. Despite all the hype, This Is Me now failed to make a major impact on the charts. For a superstar used to dominating headlines, radio red carpets, and probably at least 3 mirrors per room, this was not the thunderous return she needed. And just when things couldn't get messier, her planned tour was canceled. Soon after, rumors surrounding her marriage to Ben Affleck grew louder until their divorce news became part of the public storm. Add in renewed attention on her past connection to P. Diddy amid his own scandal, and suddenly J.Lo's 2024 wasn't a comeback era, it was a crisis management workout. By the end of it, Jennifer Lopez didn't lose her fame. Let's be real, J.Lo could sneeze and still trend worldwide. But her image took a serious hit. What was designed as a glamorous love letter to herself turned into a pop culture cautionary tale: never spend millions telling the world your love story, unless the world is actually asking. Number 5. Blake Lively. Blake Lively had the kind of 2024 most actors would frame on a wall. She popped up in the billion-dollar monster Deadpool, and Wolverine then headlined It Ends With Us, another major box office hit. On paper, she was winning. In public opinion, not so much. The trouble started during promotion for It Ends With Us, a movie dealing with domestic violence. That is heavy, painful material, the kind of subject that needs care, silence, and emotional awareness. But Blake's press tour came off to many viewers like a lifestyle campaign with flowers, fashion, and brand placement sprinkled on top like glitter at a crime scene. Then came the hair care brand timing. While audiences expected serious conversations about abuse, trauma, and survival, Blake was also promoting her new beauty line. Suddenly, the internet wasn't talking only about the movie. It was asking why a domestic violence drama was being marketed with wear florals and bring your girlfriend's energy. And because Hollywood drama never travels alone, rumors of a feud with director and co-star Justin Baldoni added more gasoline to the bonfire. The cast's strange press dynamics became its own mystery show. Forget It Ends With Us, people were watching what happened with them. To be fair, Blake didn't have a career-ending scandal. She had a PR disaster. But in 2024, that can be just as dangerous. One wrong tone, one awkward interview, one badly timed product launch, and suddenly the internet becomes judge, jury, and unemployed detective. By the end of the year, Blake Lively was still famous, still successful, and still very much booked. But her image took a hit. What should have been a powerful awards season moment became a lesson in modern celebrity branding. When your movie is about domestic violence, maybe don't make the press tour feel like a garden party with affiliate links. Number 6, Dan Schneider. Dan Schneider's 2024 was less of a comeback story and more of a please stop digging, the basement is getting worse situation. Once known as the powerhouse producer behind major Nickelodeon hits, Schneider helped shape a whole generation of kids' TV. But when the docuseries Quiet on Set arrived, the nostalgia train slammed straight into a brick wall. The series dragged old allegations back into the spotlight. Toxic workplace behavior, angry outbursts, sexism, inappropriate jokes, and deeply uncomfortable behind-the-scenes stories from the Nickelodeon era. Suddenly, the shows people grew up loving came with a side order of, wait, what was happening backstage? Schneider later appeared in an interview and apologized for some of his past behavior, especially situations involving massages. But many viewers felt the apology was too polished, too convenient, and not exactly dripping with sincerity. Basically, it landed with the emotional impact of a corporate email that starts with, "We take these concerns seriously." For Schneider, the biggest problem wasn't just one accusation. It was the pattern. The documentary made audiences revisit an entire era of children's television with new, uncomfortable eyes. By the end of 2024, Dan Schneider's reputation looked almost impossible to repair. He didn't just lose public trust, he made millions of former Nickelodeon kids question their childhood favorites. And that is a special kind of PR disaster, when your legacy goes from iconic kids' TV creator to the reason everyone needs therapy and a rewatch warning. Number 7. P. Diddy. P. Diddy's 2024 wasn't a scandal. It was a full-blown celebrity earthquake. Once known as a hip-hop mogul, party king, and business empire machine, Sean Diddy Combs suddenly became the center of one of the darkest reputation collapses in Hollywood. The leaked video showing him assaulting Cassie Ventura was already devastating enough. But then the storm got bigger, much bigger. More accusers came forward. Lawsuits piled up. Federal prosecutors painted a disturbing picture involving alleged crimes, assistants, security staff, hotel rooms, and so-called freak-offs that reportedly lasted for days. At that point, this was no longer gossip. This was the kind of headline that makes publicists throw their phones into the ocean. For decades, Diddy's parties were sold as legendary. In 2024, people started looking back at them with horror instead of envy. The champagne, the guest lists, the luxury, suddenly, it all had a much darker shadow. By the end of the year, Diddy's empire looked badly damaged, maybe beyond repair. If convicted, his downfall could drag other famous names into the mess too. What was once a brand built on power, wealth, and control turned into a cautionary tale with flashing red lights. In 2024, P. Diddy didn't just lose his shine. He became the biggest "how did this go on for so long" story in celebrity culture. Number 8. Will Smith. Will Smith didn't need a messy lawsuit, a failed album, or a federal raid to damage his reputation. He needed one hand, one stage, and one slap heard around the world. At the 2022 Oscars, Smith walked on stage and slapped Chris Rock after a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith. In seconds, the Fresh Prince became the fresh problem. The internet exploded so fast you'd think someone had poured gasoline on Twitter and handed it a microphone. Before that moment, Will Smith was Hollywood's ultimate nice guy, charming, funny, family-friendly, blockbuster safe. He was the guy studios trusted, parents liked, and audiences cheered for. Then suddenly everyone was replaying the slap like it was the Zapruder film of celebrity meltdowns. The timing made it even crazier. That same night, Smith won Best Actor for King Richard. It should have been the peak of his career. Instead, his biggest professional victory got swallowed by one shocking mistake. Imagine winning the Super Bowl and immediately crashing the team bus into the trophy store. Afterwards, Smith apologized, resigned from the Academy, and was banned from attending the Oscars for 10 years. His image didn't disappear completely, but it cracked hard. The world didn't stop seeing him as talented, it just stopped seeing him as untouchable. Will Smith's downfall is wild because it wasn't slow. It wasn't years of scandal building pressure. It was one explosive moment that turned a beloved superstar into a global meme, a debate topic, and a cautionary tale. No matter how famous you are, one bad decision can hit harder than any punchline. Number 9. Sean Kingston. Sean Kingston's 2024 scandal came with a family bundle deal because apparently one arrest wasn't dramatic enough. The beautiful girls singer found himself in serious legal trouble alongside his mother, Janice Turner, after authorities raided his rented Miami mansion. The accusation, fraudulently obtaining around $1 million worth of luxury goods without paying for them. In other words, shopping like a superstar, but allegedly forgetting the most important part, the bill. Kingston was arrested in California, while his mother was taken into custody in South Florida. And this wasn't exactly Janice Turner's first awkward dance with financial crime. Years earlier, she had pleaded guilty to bank fraud and served prison time. So when her name appeared in another fraud case, the internet basically said, Season 2. According to the allegations, the mother-son duo used Kingston's celebrity status to secure expensive items, then failed to complete payments. That is the kind of VIP treatment nobody wants printed in a federal indictment. For Kingston, this scandal was especially brutal because his public image had long been tied to catchy summer hits and feel-good nostalgia. But in 2024, the headlines were less beautiful girls and more beautiful bills. If convicted, Kingston and his mother could face serious prison time, with penalties reportedly reaching up to 20 years per count. By the end of the year, Sean Kingston's comeback dreams looked less like a music rollout and more like a courtroom playlist nobody asked to hear. Number 10. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast entered 2024 as the internet's golden boy, the guy who builds wells, gives away islands, hands strangers briefcases of cash, and somehow makes philanthropy feel like a game show on energy drinks. Then came Beast Games. Amazon picked up his massive reality competition series with a jaw-dropping $5 million prize. It sounded like peak Mr. Beast, bigger, louder, crazier, and probably requiring at least 3 helicopters. But before the show could even properly dominate screens, it got hit with a lawsuit. Several contestants accused the production of poor working conditions, lack of essential resources like food, unpaid overtime, and harassment. Suddenly, the feel-good empire started looking less like change the world and more like HR would like a word. Mr. Beast's team pointed to his charity work and said some production issues were caused by unexpected logistical problems. But the damage was already done. The internet loves a generous hero until the hero's workplace allegedly starts sounding like a survival challenge nobody signed up for. For years, Mr. Beast built his brand on extreme generosity. In 2024, the question became, what happens when the man famous for giving everything away is accused of not giving contestants basic care? By the end of the year, Mr. Beast was still huge, still influential, and still basically YouTube royalty. But his reputation took a serious hit. Beast Games was supposed to be his jump from internet king to mainstream entertainment titan. Instead, it became a reminder that when your brand is built on doing good, one ugly lawsuit can make the whole castle shake. Number 11. Kanye West. Kanye West has survived more career explosions than most celebrities have had album rollouts. Taylor Swift moment survived. Public meltdowns survived. Wild interviews somehow survived. At this point, his career has felt less like a music empire and more like a cockroach in designer boots. But 2024 may have finally delivered the kind of storm even Ye couldn't casually walk away from. Former assistant Lauren Pisciotta filed multiple lawsuits against West, accusing him of wrongful termination, breach of contract, and harassment. The allegations also included disturbing claims tied to a recording session connected to West and P. Diddy. West denied the accusations, calling them baseless. And then came another lawsuit. Model Jen, known from America's Next Top Model, accused West of sexually strangling and gagging her on a music video set back in 2010. Suddenly, the headlines weren't about controversial fashion, chaotic tweets, or another unfinished album. They were about serious legal claims that could permanently stain his legacy. For years, Kanye's brand was built on genius, chaos, ego, and controversy. But in 2024, the chaos stopped looking entertaining and started looking radioactive. Even fans used to defending him had to squint at the headlines like, "Man, this is a lot." By the end of the year, Kanye West was still famous because, of course, he was. But fame and reputation are not the same thing. In 2024, Ye didn't just face backlash. He faced the possibility that the public had finally run out of shock patience and excuses. Number 12. Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres built her empire on one simple message: be kind. Then the internet basically said, cool slogan. Quick question. Were you? For years, Ellen was America's daytime sweetheart, dancing with celebrities, giving away prizes, and making audiences feel like every episode came with free emotional support. But behind the scenes, former employees accused her show of being a toxic workplace filled with fear pressure and mistreatment. And that was the problem. If your entire brand is kindness, workplace scandal hits differently. It's like finding out Santa charges overtime and yells at the elves. Ellen apologized publicly, saying she wanted to create a place of happiness and respect. But by then, the image had cracked. Viewers began re-watching old awkward interviews, viral clips resurfaced, and suddenly her friendly daytime persona felt less warm and more heavily produced. Her show eventually ended, and while Ellen remained famous, her reputation was never the same. She didn't just face backlash, she became a warning label for celebrity branding. Never build your entire image on kindness unless everyone backstage agrees. Number 13, Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber's reputation didn't fall apart quietly. It went down like a glitter-covered Lamborghini crashing through a TMZ office. He started as the sweet teenage pop prince with perfect hair, angel vocals, and millions of fans ready to faint if he blinked too emotionally. But then fame hit him like a freight train wearing designer sunglasses. Suddenly, Bieber wasn't just making hit songs. He was making headlines, reckless driving, paparazzi fights, legal trouble, wild behavior, and enough public drama to make his PR team look like they needed emergency therapy. The kid who once sang Baby had somehow turned into pop music's most expensive warning label. And America watched everything in real time. Every mistake became a meme. Every meltdown became breaking news. Every bad decision got replayed like the Super Bowl halftime show, except with more lawyers and worse parking choices. But here's the twist. Bieber didn't stay buried. Unlike many stars who crash and then pretend the crater is part of the brand, Bieber actually worked to rebuild. He apologized, matured, leaned into faith, got married, and slowly transformed from tabloid chaos machine into a more grounded adult artist. His reputation took a brutal beating, but he found a way back. Justin Bieber's story is proof that fame can chew you up, spit you out, and still leave you with a comeback, as long as you stop handing the internet fresh ammunition every Tuesday. Number 14, Britney Spears. Britney Spears didn't just have a reputation crisis. She had a full-blown public spectacle with paparazzi, court battles, family drama, and enough tabloid chaos to power Hollywood for a decade. She started as America's pop princess, blonde, talented, unstoppable, and so famous that even her schoolgirl outfit became a cultural event. Then fame turned into a cage. Every breakup, mistake, haircut, and late-night drive became breaking news. The media followed her like she owed them rent. By 2007, Britney's struggles exploded in front of the world. Paparazzi chased her. Talk shows mocked her. Magazines sold her pain like it was popcorn. America watched a young woman collapse under pressure and somehow treated it like entertainment. Then came the conservatorship with her father, Jamie Spears, gaining control over major parts of her life and career. For years, Britney performed, toured, and made millions while fans wondered if she's well enough to work. Why isn't she free? That question turned into the hashtag Free Britney movement, and suddenly the public mood flipped. The woman once mocked became a symbol of survival. Britney's story is wild because her reputation didn't just recover. The audience realized they had helped damage it. She went from pop princess to punchline to survivor. And honestly, that comeback hits harder than any award show performance. Number 15, Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen didn't just have a reputation meltdown, he turned it into a national catchphrase machine. Once the highest-paid sitcom star on TV thanks to 2.5 Men, Sheen had money, fame, ratings, and Hollywood eating out of his hand. Then everything went nuclear. In 2011, his public behavior spiraled into chaotic interviews, bizarre quotes, feuds with producers, and the legendary phrase, winning. Except from the outside, it looked less like winning and more like a celebrity blender with no lid. He was fired from 2.5 Men. His personal life became non-stop tabloid fuel, and suddenly, America wasn't watching his show, they were watching him unravel in real time. The wild part. Sheen somehow made the disaster entertaining. He didn't disappear from the scandal. He branded it, shouted through it, and sold tickets around it. But the damage stuck. Charlie Sheen went from sitcom king to Hollywood cautionary tale proof that when your meltdown gets its own vocabulary, the comeback tour is going to be complicated. Number 16. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan didn't just fall from grace, she swan-dived off the Hollywood balcony while the paparazzi screamed, "Do it again, but face the camera." She started as America's favorite redhead, The Parent Trap, Freaky Friday, Mean Girls, hit after hit. Lindsay had talent, charm, beauty, and the kind of star power studios dream about. Then fame turned into a nightclub with no exits. The headlines came fast. Arrests, rehab court dates, missed work, messy interviews, and enough tabloid drama to make her publicist consider witness protection. One minute she was the queen of teen movies, the next she was a permanent guest star on breaking news. Hollywood stopped seeing her as reliable. The industry that once rolled out red carpets started quietly locking the doors. But here's the twist. Lindsay didn't vanish forever. She slowly stepped away from the chaos, rebuilt, her life, got married, became a mother, and returned with Netflix rom-coms. Not an explosive superhero comeback, more like a soft reboot with better lighting and fewer ankle monitors. Her story is pure Hollywood fame, collapse, scandal, and redemption with a seasonal streaming deal. Because sometimes the comeback isn't about becoming queen again, it's about surviving long enough to rewrite the ending.